And turning now to the latest on the Israel-Hamas war. Overnight, Israeli airstrikes continued to come down on Gaza. The Palestinian Health Ministry says 436 people were killed, including 182 children. The total death toll in Gaza and the West Bank has risen to more than 5,000, with more than 15,000 people injured. And as of this morning, 12 hospitals and 32 medical centers in Gaza are now out of service. This is due to airstrikes and lack of fuel on the Strip. Over the weekend, 2 convoys of aid trucks entered Gaza through the Rafah crossing, the border between Egypt and Gaza. So far, about 34 trucks filled with humanitarian aid have made their way into the Strip. The Israeli government remains under control of how many trucks can cross and how long the border remains open. According to the United Nations, before the start of the war, Gaza received 455 aid trucks per day. Now, workers are warning the situation in Gaza has become a humanitarian catastrophe. Tamara Al-Rifai is the Director of External Relations and Communications with United Nations Relief and Works Agency for Palestine Refugees.
No fuel has come into Gaza for the last 2 weeks. And without fuel, it's not going to be possible to go around Gaza in our trucks and distribute assistance, or to power the water desalination plants and get clean drinking water, or to power hospitals and their life-saving machines.
The administration is asking Israel to delay their expected ground incursion into Gaza in order to allow more time for the release of hostages and to get critical aid into the region. The request for delay comes as more than 300,000 Israeli troops have been called up and moved closer to the border. Israel says Hamas is holding at least 222 hostages, including some Americans. The hostages were taken during the October 7th attack on Israel, which killed 1,400 people. On Friday, Hamas released a mother and daughter from the Chicago area, Judith and Natalie Renan, in a deal brokered by Qatar. The U.S. is now moving a second carrier strike group and missile defense systems into the region. Meanwhile, China and Russia are planning to work together to cool the situation in Israel and Gaza and establish a 2-state solution for Israel and Palestine. Both leaders are calling for a ceasefire on Gaza. This comes as China's People Liberation Army deploys 6 warships to the Middle East.
Jihad is not the way. Hey, hey!
And coming up at 5 on Good Morning Hawaii, Hawaii's Muslim and Jewish residents gathered this weekend for separate rallies. We hear from both sides.